Hey team, how are we going? I'm back. It is January 24th, 2025. Funny enough to have last one. Um, a slightly different day today. In all honesty, if we quickly have a quick chat. Look, I had a really good day today. Let's kick off with that. I had a very solid day. Um, Things went really quite well. I can't complain. Yeah, I think it was a good day. Like I had work, did a lot of work. We'll get into that in a little bit. Spent a little bit of time with the kids. Had a went in and did the competition workout tonight, and like I said, we'll get into that shortly as well. But solid day. I'm not I'm not upset about today, despite the fact that I didn't finish achieving my goals today. Not upset. It's all right. So a couple of my wins for today was I like I said, I didn't get all my goals for today that I outlined yesterday were to do with schoolwork. I didn't get that opportunity to get them all done, but I'm okay with that. So I did. I didn't finish the full unit for my my higher ability students. I did get my SACE, South Australian Certificate of Education, learning and assessment planning written up, which is a fairly complicated document. I mean, in all fairness, we're modified SACE, so I can reuse stuff from previous years, but we spent a bit of time trying to search for that. So having to get that done was huge. I did get it done though. So, I sort of got halfway through that, and it won't take me too much to get my unit done. I do have, I do, sorry, I do have a lot of my work towards a unit, which we're basing around time, calendar, time management, 24, 12-hour clocks, digital, all that sort of stuff. So I'm not too concerned about that. Health and PE, honestly, I didn't even get near that today. And I think my other one was for art. I'm teaching art. If anyone who knows me well knows that art's really not a strong suit. But anyway, I didn't get anywhere on that done today. I really did nut down on getting a lot of the math stuff done. So across both classes too. And like I said, I got a fair bit done there. So I'm not upset about what I did achieve at work today. Could have been more, but could have also been a hell of a lot less. Moving forward as the day went on, I came into the gym. I tried to set up to film. I have a laptop, a very, very old laptop. I think the main thing is today I proved that I probably need to purchase and upgrade a new one. It's not something I can afford, so it's not. It's actually not going to be even close to being on my list currently. Bit of hair right there is doing my head in. Shouldn't look at it. It's not even going to be near on my list, but it is something that I would like to work towards. So one day, but I will run all the updates on it. I'll get that running neatly during the week and make sure the battery's charged. So the major issue was the battery was flat. I hadn't used it in a month, 2 months. And so as I was trying to get it working, sort of slowly did. I have like it hooked up to my GoPro, so I can walk around with the GoPro filming. It streams to the laptop, and the laptop will then push it to YouTube. I also have one set up for my phone, which will do the same. I can record on my phone, push it to the computer, and the computer will push it to, or OBS will push it to YouTube. And the cool thing with the phone one is I do have a microphone. Like a portable microphone. It's not expensive, not nothing fancy or anything, but I can use that to sort of chat to people. And the idea being I can sort of cut out a lot of the gym music, put in some copyright free, be able to play it without getting copyright strikes, except for when we maybe pull out the mic. I have to be a little bit more careful, but I'm going to work on that for next week. It's not a goal for tomorrow. Anyway, I got there. The workout was announced for the 2025 Masters League Games for the Open. It was a 1 kilometre row, 15 and followed by 3 rounds of 15 shoulder to overhead and 15 toes to bar. Now that was sort of the warrior and hero division. For the soldier division, it was a hanging knee raise. Typically, I've always been in the warrior division, which is essentially like the intermediate. Um, because of the injury, because of the arthroscopy, I tossed up for a long time. I didn't actually have the all clear yet to row. Rowing has been something that's been fairly painful for a little while. So I tossed up. Took me a long time. I decided to give it a go. Decided to drop down to the soldier division to make sure. I just wanted to compete again. So that was 1 kilometer row, 40 kilos for shoulder to overheads, and the hanging knee raise. My biggest concern was probably the row. The weight for shoulder to overhead, something not overly difficult for me, even if I had to go up to the warrior, I'm not too concerned. The toes to bar, I didn't do a lot of toes to bar last year because of my shoulder injury, bursitis, supraspinata tearing. And so just out for a long time of any sort of rig work and shoulder, and a lot of crazy shoulder work. It's taken me a long time to get the confidence to get back on the rig. So my stamina on toes to bar would have been pretty pathetic, I'm going to lie. But the row was definitely something that scares me a little bit. I did all right on that. I think I managed to maintain a fairly solid pace. I was sitting very comfortably around that minute 48 for 500 meters for a long chunk of it. As I sort of approached the last 200 meters on there, I slowed right down. I was probably sitting about the 2 minute mark. So I wanted to make sure I was feeling really good going into the shoulder overheads and hanging knee raise. Got off, can't remember the time. I've got it recorded somewhere. I did have a judge there tracking all of this too, so it was all legit. And she does have the CrossFit judging qualification, so has passed that. And trust her fully. She's very good at no repping herself, so I knew she was definitely going to no rep me if I made any mistakes. The shoulder to overhead, I went unbroken. Went to the hanging knee raise. I think I did the first round unbroken. Feeling pretty good. Pretty quickly picked up barbell, went through that unbroken. I think went back to the hanging knee raise for the second round, got through that unbroken. For the third round, my son actually got in the way a little bit, and I felt really bad because I sort of yelled at him to get out of the way. I sort of, get out, move. I felt really bad, but I was just trying to stay in that headset and motion. So anyway, he was just trying to cheer me on and support me, and he was pushing me. It was great. It really was lovely. Managed to hang on to the barbell though. Went through that unbroken. Back into the hanging knee raise. I got to 12 unbroken before I've not had that happen before where I've fallen. I didn't fall off and hit my head or do anything crazy. I just could not physically hang on. Forearms were just jacked up, and I had to drop off, shake them out, give them a bang to finish those final three. Would have only lost like maybe 4 or 5 seconds. This is where if I had a video, I could probably see it was 15 seconds or something, but whatever. Go back on, finish it pretty hard. Feeling pretty good about it. Took me about 15 minutes before I could grip anything. My hands were quite sore because the forearms were just absolute rocks. But 6 minutes 38, I think my time was that I completed that in. Pretty confident with that. Pretty happy with that. Like I said, I've been a warrior class. So dropping to the soldier, I felt a little bit cheaty, but I had to throw away all the last season, all the last year for injury, which started with the shoulder, progressed to the knee. I didn't want to lose the start of another season. So, I'm going to do the right thing. If I have to, if I cannot physically do a workout, I'm not going to do it. If that means it costs me a spot, whatever. I won't go. It's okay. I'd rather build up and be really solid for next year. Or if things go well, be able to be competitive come later this year. So we'll see how that goes. If I think about, and I think I've sort of reflected on that a little bit. If I think about that as a reflection, I think that's something that's really important to sort of know that limit and really in the past, I was really good at not ignoring, but experiencing pain and not acknowledging it. I would, something would hurt, and I would use the excuse that I'm weak, I'm fine, I'm okay. Even if it was pain that was like bad pain, for anyone who understands the difference there is a difference, and I would struggle with that sometimes. So uh, that is something that, as I reflect, I think it's really important. Another thing that I'd really like to reflect on was it might have been a little bit of peer pressure, to be honest, but we sort of convinced a couple of people to just give it a crack. And I am really, really proud of those people as athletes, as as athletes in the CrossFit community who typically don't consider themselves to be very good. They get in their own head. "Oh, I can't do this. I can't do that," and they gave it a go. Um, for one of these ladies, I actually nearly gave her the out. You are allowed to change it. Drop the weight if you need to. You're not actually competing. And a couple of the other coaches went, no, let her have a go at it. What's the worst that happens? Time out. Which was always one of my attitudes. Is like, what is the worst that can happen? I stood back and I let them take that lead. And I was really proud. This athlete did not finish the workout in time, but she hit I can't remember what weight she had. It might have been 30 kilo, 20 kilo. It was much heavier than what she's used to. She was well and truly deep into her second round. Might have been her third. I'm not entirely sure. I was stretching, but she just kept working. And this is what I love about the CrossFit community is that, and what I think is really important with competition was on a normal class. Oh, that's too heavy. I'm not going to do that. And we have that out. And even though I'm a coach, I can't sit there and say, you can do that. Fuck off. That's bullshit. Because that's not fair. I don't know what they're going through. I don't know what you'd be going through. But in a competition where it's like, well, you got to lift that weight. What's the worst that happens? Like, the worst that happens is you don't finish this workout. And so I got the privilege of talking to this lady after, and I said, like, I'm really proud of you. You gave this a go. How do you feel? She's like, I'm very tired. I'm like, yep, so am I. How did that weight feel? She went, it was really hard, but I gave it a go, and I can do it. I went, and that's why I really want people to attempt competition. And even if she doesn't put a name down to continue in this comp, she's had a crack at something. She's pushed herself beyond the limits that she thought she had. And we all do this. We have these limits that we put on ourselves, and we're really scared to push past that and fail. No failing happened today from anyone. Said people push themselves and do really well. If somebody, and this is probably where I'm going to feel a little bit guilty, if I go through and do exceptionally well in the soldier class, go through and end up placing at a higher level later in this competition. Look, this is a big if. Like, maybe I'm not as good as I think I am either, and I'm pushing myself. This injury has made me rethink that and go, it's okay. I'm going to drop back. It is okay to slow down. I need that for me. I'm just going to feel really guilty if I go through and do a bit of damage and people get cut or left out because I took their spot, even though typically I was extremely competitive in the division above for the last few years. I don't want to be that guy. I want to be competing to the best that I can be. And I don't want to make other people feel bad about themselves because nobody deserves that. So, look, I'm in a bit of a weirder spot than I ever have been, and this is something I'm going to have to wrap my head around. But I've rambled way too long on this. I think I've got my point across. I hope I've got it across. We'll watch this back later at some point and figure out where I'm at. We'll keep moving on. Apology, guys. So I think I've highlighted a lot of what happened for me today. It is the latest it has been for me to still be up. I had to get up and coach in the morning. So quickly, my top priorities for tomorrow are wake up early enough that I can put together a good lesson plan for tomorrow and make sure I'm being the best coach that I can be for the athletes that come in and train tomorrow. It is the Australia Day weekend, so we are going to do the Australian Hero Partner WOD. Wood. I will give you more information about that tomorrow when I remember this workout. I've coached a couple of times, I shouldn't remember, but anyway. I do have one of my biggest goals tomorrow is finish the chook shed fencing that we have going up in our backyard. 75% of it, 80% of it's done. Tomorrow I need to finish it. It's a small part. The hard part is I actually have a color bond post and rail fence, which when I installed it, I put however high above the ground. Where we live, I'm a little bit concerned about foxes getting in. I'm actually very concerned. So I'm going to have to go to the neighbours, unscrew a bunch of panels, put in some mesh, jam that down the bottom, get some nails in. So any foxes try to push on it, they're just going to sort of push into that, nail. Meanwhile, as that sheets up, it's going to be between the existing colour bond and the post. And I'm just going to screw that back in. So as they sort of push, it's going to be here. It's thick enough mesh, and I'm not too concerned. Like I said, it's probably only like the biggest pieces are like this. Most of them are only like that, so shouldn't be the biggest issue. But I want to protect my chickens when I get them. So there's 2 goals tomorrow. Apart from that, in all honesty, I'm actually going to take as much rest time as I possibly can tomorrow. If I feel up to it, I might come and do a little bit of schoolwork and prep. But otherwise, once my wife goes to work, I think I'm just going to hang out with the kids and play Lego and watch TV. And if they're sick of me, I'm going to come and play Minecraft. I'm going to do this next video, and we're going to see where we are from there. So it is going to be a chill day tomorrow. And you know what? It's probably going to be on Sunday when we talk about it, but that's okay. We need them. Guys, I've rambled on way too long. Even though I'm having a chill day tomorrow, I still, like I said, I've got a couple of little things that I want to get done. I have a major intention, major focus. It's not a huge part of my day, but if I don't get that done, I will be a little bit frustrated. So I'm still going to do my best for Carpe Diem. I'm still going to seize the day as best as I can, get something done. And you know what? Hanging out with my kids is great. I think that's really important. They're young enough that I still get to enjoy that. And knowing full well that it's not always going to be the case. So let's just go with that again, guys. Seize the day. Carpe Diem. Crush your goals. Just do something little to get you there. For me, for my health, it's going to be doing this go that I didn't get done today. So I'm going to do 20 minutes tomorrow. So I guess I do have my 3 intentions there, but realistically, it's like 4 hours of my day. I've got 20 hours in the day. I've got intention for 4 hours. If I can do that, think of what it takes. It doesn't actually take much to win. So I wish you the best. Have an awesome one. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the comments and see you in the next one. Good night.